Good evening. Please stand for the processional, please. Let's keep walking. Music. You may be seated. Good evening and welcome to Karen and Sharon Learning School, class of 2025-2026, fifth grade commencement program. We will now, first I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for being here to support our fifth graders. We know that you as parents, grandparents, friends, other family members have supported them all 5, 6 years. And we welcome you and thank you. At this time, we will have a prayer by Chloe Hodges, followed by Lift Every Voice and Sing, class of 25-26, and you, the audience.
Everybody bow your heads, please. Lord God, thank you for helping me and my classmates and I to grow, develop in character and to experience success. during our 2025 through 2026 school year. It was you who gave us courage, endurance, and strength to be where we are today. Most of all, thank you for touching the hearts of Dr. Simon and Verna Johnson, who founded Caring and Sharing Learning School with a vision to give every child an opportunity for school success. I am pleased to say that my classmates and I have truly experienced this opportunity. As we enter a new chapter in our lives, please continue to guide and keep us in all our ways. We give you the praise and the glory in Jesus' name. Everybody say amen.
Out of the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the bright gleam of our bright star is cast. God, weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far all the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God's where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land.
At this time, we'll have the occasion by our co-founder, Mrs. Verna Johnson, followed by class speech, Gabrielle Bowie, Karel DeBose, Kennedy Willis, Eli Opabola, Jayla Hines, Kaden James. Our occasion. First of all, when you wondered what I was doing when I just bowed my head, I was giving thanks to the God Almighty for number one, for just allowing us to be able to be here tonight, but also allowing us to be able to come up with the idea of starting a charter school that would be the best for our boys and girls. And we appreciate that. So I had to just give thanks to him first, okay? The occasion, as you can call it, is just that this is what it's all about, our boys and girls, our future leaders of tomorrow. They're the ones that's going to keep everything going, and we're going to stand beside them, behind them, in front of them. And if they lean to the left, we're going to push them back straight. If they lean to the right, we're going to push them back straight. If they lean backwards, we're going to push them back straight. And if they lean forward, we're going to push them back straight, because we want them to stand straight and tall and move forward. And just keep on going and let everybody know who they are, where they came from, to make their parents proud of them. Parents, don't you want to be proud of your boys and girls? And they want to be proud of you. So our occasion is just for them to show what they have been doing throughout the year and to move forward, because they are all ready to move to the next level. Next year, they will be walking in someone's classroom someplace, holding their heads high, being proud and stepping high. Because you know why? Because they are the greatest.
Good evening. My name is Gabrielle Bowie, and I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to our distinguished principal, respected teachers, dedicated parents, and my fellow graduates. Today is a day of celebration. Today is a day to congratulate, recognize, and applaud how far we've come. It is hard to believe that we are at the end of our elementary school years. It feels like just yesterday we were walking in kindergarten with backpacks bigger than we were, but here we are, finishing up the 5th grade and getting ready for the big adventure of middle school.
When I look around, I remember all the things we've been through. Together we've grown from little girls learning how to tie our shoes to 5th graders taking on big projects, writing long essays, and rocking state assessments. Yes, over the past few years, we have learned a lot in the classroom, but we have also learned important lessons about kindness, teamwork, and never giving up. We also learned how to solve problems and how to never give up when things get tough. Additionally, we are going to remember the fun we had, the friends we made, and the many amazing memories here, like laughing with each other during recess, experiences on the many field trips we've taken, as well what it feels like to perform all over town. Shout out to Ms. Lumen and Ms. Williams.
To our amazing teachers, thank you for being patient, for pushing us on to do our best, and teaching us that hard work pays off. You have taught us a lesson we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. We're going to miss you. To our parents and families, thank you for cheering us on every single day, for driving us to school, helping us with homework, and believing us in every step of the way. We cannot wait to continue to make you proud of us.
To our spectacular administrators, we give thanks. I mean, where else can you find a principal that visits your classes and checks in on you to encourage you just about every day? Mr. Peterson from the class of 2026, thank you. We will carry your sayings, your anecdotes, and your speeches, and your overall push and drive for us to be successful with us wherever we go. To our caring and sharing founders, the late Dr. Simon Johnson, who is always here in spirit, and to Mrs. Johnson, who is here with us tonight, please stand, Mrs. Johnson. Let us give them a round of applause. From the Caring and Sharing class of 2026, thank you. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your love. Thank you for creating a space where every child can learn and succeed. We thank you and honor you. To the additional Caring and Sharing support staff, thank you for all that you do. We appreciate everyone that has had a hand and played a part in our success.
To our fellow classmates, congratulations, we made it. Middle school is going to bring new challenges, but I know we're ready. As we begin to take this next big step, it's normal to feel a little nervous, but we are more than prepared. And though sixth grade is going to be a completely new adventure, I know that this class is going to do amazing things. Remember, we have to change the world, so let's show how high eagles can soar. May we always stay curious, ask questions, be kind to people that treat others the way that we like to be treated. Work hard and be proud of who we are. Thank you.
And finally, let's be excited about this journey called life ahead. Let us step into tomorrow with purpose and courage. Let us always take with us strong conviction for right and unwavering belief in our potential. Yes, my fellow classmates, we are ready for this road before us because we have been built up and prepared by all of you here tonight for greatness. So we look forward to the future. And it has been said that the future is like a blank canvas. Well, we have to know and understand that the paintbrush is in our hands. So, class of 2026, let's make this thing a masterpiece. Thank you, and congratulations again to the class of 2026. We did it.
All right.
Let's give them another round of applause. Next, we will have instrumental presentation. Kingston Grant, pianist. Dorian Brown, Elijah Johnson, Liam Jones, Kennedy Willis, violinist.
Good evening, everyone. I stand proudly to announce to you that Caring and Sharing is a forerunner when it comes to the arts. And although they are not the fine arts or art school for Alachua County, they are the fine arts school for Alachua County, because when Alachua County needs some programs, they call Mr. Peterson. So let's give these kids a round of applause who are representing our fine arts program. These are all graduates, and they will be playing for you Kumbaya. Featured pianist, as you've already heard, is Mr. Kingston. Let's listen as they come.
Excellent, excellent. Another hand. Next, we have a poem, To the Friends Who Helped Me Grow. Parker Blackburn, Jemiah Frett, Ashton Johnson, Eris James, Sir Jason Ellis. Okay, didn't see that on the program. And Kale Perry, Kylie Perry. Callie Perry. Thank you.
to the friends who helped me grow. At the start of this year, we were nervous and new, not knowing the stories we'd grow into. We walked in as strangers, unsure and small, but somehow together we learned to stand tall.
We shared quiet mornings and loud laughing days. We learned from our mistakes in 100 small ways. We cheered for each other when things felt tough and proved to ourselves that we're brave enough. Gotta get this. Hey, I have gloves on.
I watch you get stronger, yes, every one of you here. You tried, you stumbled, you kept going all year. And I hope you saw me growing too, because I learned so much just by walking with you.
Now the year's almost over and it's hard to believe how much we've become since that very first week. We're not who we were. No, we've changed in our hearts. And that's what makes this ending the hardest part.
But endings mean beginning, and we're ready to start a new chapter of life with a braver heart. Middle school waiting, and we'll step through that door, still growing, still learning, and reaching for more.
So thank you, my classmates, for the memories we've made, for the laughter, the kindness, the courage we've gave. No matter where we go or how far we roam, a piece of this year will always feel like home.
Thank you, fifth graders, for that poem. Now we have a slideshow presentation, class of 25, 26. We apologize. We're going to move on to the presentation of certificates. But before we move on, I would just like to say before I take my seat for the final time, I want to thank Karen and Sharon for inviting me to be their presider for the evening. But I also want to say that back in the mid-90s, my husband and I sat around with Dr. and Mrs. Johnson and listened to the vision, the dream that they had about starting a school. There were a few of us, Dr. Lee and his late wife, John Banks, the late John Banks and his wife, and a few others. And we would sit around dinner on Friday nights. We loved to go to John Banks' house and eat fish. And Dr. Johnson and Mrs. Johnson talked about the idea that they had about starting a school. And that dream came to reality. And today we are here. They started in 1998, I believe. And it's now 2026. And this school is still thriving. Thank you, Mrs. Johnson. At this time, we have the presentation of certificates by Mrs. Muhammad, Mrs. Tennell, Mrs. Coney, Mr. Peterson, Mrs. Peterson, Mr. Hawkins, followed by the principal's address, Mr. Curtis Peterson, followed by closing in grace by Reverend Ross, and the recessional. We're going to ask you to stand for the recessional when the fifth graders, rising sixth graders are marching out. Thank you.
All right, good evening, good evening. We have arrived at one of the parts that we all came to see, and that is the receiving of the certificates of the Caring and Sharing Learning School class of 2025-2026. So we will start with our first recipient, Miss Gabrielle Bowie. All right, Miss Ava Brown. All right, Mr. Tyrell Davis. Kyrell DeBose. Miss Kyla Gaskin. Miss Chloe Hodges. Miss Jemiah Jackson. Mr. Caleb James. All right, Mr. Malachi Johnson. Miss Taylor Johnson. Jace Mallory. Robert McCoy. Come on. Nevaeh Nielsen Jones. Callie Perry. Aubrey Phillip. Anaya Singleton. Journey Sowell. Journey Tippins. Carter Trailer. Tiana Tubbs. Kennedy Willis. And Zariah Young. Joey Alston. Jameer Anderson. Parker Blackburn. Dorian Brown. Jason Brutus. Austin Chin. Deborah Douglas. Samuel Duggins. Sir Jason Ellis. Shirissa Forrest. Jemiah Frett. This one. Kingston Grant. Makai Hargon. Madison Hayes. Jayla Hines. Eris James. Caden James. Ashton Johnson. Elijah Johnson. King Jones. Liam Jones. Tiniola Olamina. Eli Opabola. This way. Carter Scott. Soraya Shepherd. Oh, nice handshake. All right. Danielle Tunsil. And last but certainly not least, Daniel Tyson. All right, just to make sure I didn't miss anyone. All right. Well, this is Caring and Sharing Learning Schools class of 2025, 2026, doing it big.
Mr. Nail. Mr. Nail. All righty. Once again, let's give that 2025, 2026 another hand. And as always, as technical difficulties jump in the way, so they're still working on the slide presentation. Just real quickly before we begin, I'd definitely like to say, based on what I'm seeing out here now, if you ever doubted it, there is a God. And some of y'all, if not most of y'all, know the world I'm talking about too, because what you sent us is not what we're sending back. First, I'd like to say definitely thank you to Mrs. Johnson and the late Dr. Simon Johnson for co-founding the school. If they had not done what they have done, we would all not be here. Literally, I wouldn't be here. But thank you for coming out. I thank Mrs. Peterson, my wife, one of the administrators, Mr. Hawkins, one of the new administrators this year, and those people who have worked extremely hard since your children were 4 or 5 years old up until the day that you see. All Karen and Sharon Learning School teachers and staff, please stand. Now, Reverend Rawls, forgive me for this, but I don't think y'all understood. These are not the same kids that you sent us, and it's because of those people. I think you might want to recognize a little better than that. So Karen and Sharon in the school teachers, please stand. Please stand. And the reason why I say that, my background was in alternative ed and working with kids after they made mistakes. And now it's a privilege to work with kids before they make mistakes. And when I say that these people have worked with your children, I mean, these people see your kids more than you see them. Because you drop them off at 7:15, we tell you 7:15, you drop off at 7. We tell you pick up at 5:30, you pick up at 6. Then when they get home, you tell them go to the room and let them get on their little phone and their little game, and then the next thing you know, it's 8 or 9 o'clock because you ain't seeing them, they're in the room. And then everybody sleep at 9, you are, and they wake up until about 11 or 12. Then they wake up the next morning and come back to us. But in an average day, you ain't seeing them about 2-3 hours, and we seeing them 8, 9, 10. So with that, this is a special day, not only for the students, who I'll address in a minute, but for the parents. Be proud of what you have produced. Remember, this was your little pride and joy when they were born, and you were running around showing everybody the little pictures of them, talking about, look at little Pookie, look at little man, look at little Day-Day, and how proud you felt. And then they grew up a little more. So remember that feeling when you first brought them home. Anytime there's a challenge that arises, when they are different, because this middle school is starting to happen. For those who have experienced it before, you know what's coming. For those who are getting ready to be new to middle school, get ready. I got my popcorn. So, to the parents, I thank you personally. I thank you personally for believing in not only the school, but believing in me. Because my wife and I came back from Atlanta, Georgia to help take over this school. And each person that ever came to that office or came to me, I made you one promise, that I can't guarantee they're gonna be the highest test scores in the state, but I will guarantee you that they will be better because they existed with us before they came. They would be better when they leave. Promise kept, promise kept, promise kept. They are better now that they are leaving. And if you have any doubt, just ask them and they'll clearly tell you that they have made a difference not only in our lives, but we have made a difference in their lives. Sometimes people used to say when I first got back to Gainesville that, hey, Mr. Peterson, how in the world are you gonna be at a school with kids who look like these kids, have families that look like your families, live in neighborhoods and live in communities that you live in? How in the world are you going to be successful there when the state says that those kids can't do and can't be successful? And my response always has been, and it is today, it's because we look the way we look, and because of the families that we have, and because of these kids that we have, is why we are successful. It is because, not a negative. Oh, I thought that was my Oscar moment to get off the stage there, Rail. I ain't getting no Academy Award tonight. So again, parents, stay involved. To the students, the 2025, 2026. When I tell you parents that these kids are the best, you think they're the best because you birthed them and they live with you and you got to say that kind of stuff. I'm telling you because I know what the data says and I know what the results say. State of Florida has a test that they make all kids take, and you can score level 1 being technically the lowest, level 5 being the highest, 3 is considered on grade level. They took a math test, they took a science test, and they took a reading test this year. So, if you scored a 3 or higher on any of those state tests this year, please stand. You can have a seat. Now, I'm gonna put my Warriors up against any Warriors in the state of Florida, and I guarantee they ain't gonna have no 80-90% of people stand up. Now we have a special club that I like to call a triple NIC club. Nickel, short for nickel. That means I scored a 5 on reading, I scored a 5 on math, and I scored a 5 in science. If you part of my triple NIC club, please stand. You may have a seat. Now, y'all y'all ain't gonna get no triple NICs if y'all took the test today. So please don't try them in the car saying, oh, back when I was in school. No. Because they're going to eat you up. Now, we also had a saying that we used to walk around campus and I say, look, you're going to get me something. All you got to do is try. So we used to walk around and we used to just walk around and I said, what are we going to get y'all? 4 or 5, 4 or 5, 4 or 5. Pick one, but get one. So if you scored a 4 or a 5 in any subject this year, please stand. All right, please have a seat. Now, I believe in doing justice when justice is due, because the only thing I could ever promise is they'll be better at the end of the year than they were at the beginning of the year. So if you rose up and got learning gains at the end of the year compared to what you did at the beginning of the year, please stand. All right, you may have a seat. And as always, we had one young lady who was unable to stand because she was unable to take her test, and I know she would have been a 3, 4, or 5. But what you also got to remember, life is short. Without giving away people's business, the young lady was in a terrible, terrible accident about a week or so ago. So she was unable to take her test, but she was able to make it here tonight. So thank you, Tom. So I'm going to tell you people now, when you go home tonight, hug those you care about. Just hug those that you care about. Now, I want to again go back to the parents and say thank you, Because y'all in this thing like y'all at a state basketball or cross-rival basketball team standing on these walls. But I love it, and I want y'all to keep that same energy. And I also want to congratulate you on what you're doing and the way you're acting and behaving. Because I see them videos, and I know some of y'all. And most of y'all know y'all ain't but one doggone Facebook post to check on your child, and you're going to crash out running up on that campus. So I want you, when you leave here, to make sure we leave here in peaceful and an orderly way. So if you don't like somebody, just like them until you get off this campus. So I say to the fifth graders again, you guys have done a lot, you come a long ways, but now you're going to middle school. And a lot of you are going to be in the magnet programs, and a lot of you are going to be in advanced studies. And we have built them. Whether you knew it or not, we have built them. I saw some of y'all lip syncing on that Negro National Anthem, so get with them. They'll teach it to you. But we have built them to be prepared on what they're getting ready to step into. They know that they may be the only one who looks like them in some of these classrooms. But they also know they would not be in these classrooms if they had not had the 4 or 5s or the scores to get them in the classroom. So their job is not to worry about representing themselves. Their job is to represent everyone who looks like them in that room. Their job is to represent their family, and then their job is to represent Caring and Sharing Learning School. Because every person who sees them is going to see what they see with their visual eyes, and then they're going to say, I'm either going to continue this stereotype or they're going to destroy it. And they will destroy the stereotype. Because if they do not, and they slip up one day, who is the craziest principal in the world? And I will find them and let them know that you have worked too hard to let someone dummy you down and you not be successful. So, in closing real quickly, I just want the fifth graders to know this. I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand by the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit or dance, I hope you dance. And I hope the whole world sees you dancing and joins you. And if they do not, dance alone. Dance alone. So, remember who you are, remember what you're supposed to do, and do it. So who are we?
Caring, Sharing Learning School.
And why are you here?
To be the best.
And why must you be the best?
To change the world.
So let's get busy changing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, real quickly, I see that that's posting up, but I do want to give some housekeeping notes because, like I said, I know some of y'all. Once we finish and they do the recessional, it is not your recessional, it's their recessional. So they should be walking out before you, not you getting mixed in the crowd, not you posting up for the gram, not you getting in their way. Let them go out, then you may follow. There's also, I think, cupcake. Ms. Tennell, I think a cupcake for the 5th grade graduates that have on white dresses and black shirts. Okay. So that's one cupcake that they will get. Don't send them in and talking about get one for Big Mama and get one for Papa and take to the house. Let them get theirs and let them get out. And as always, once you leave here, you don't have to go home, but you got to get up off this, Get up off of this place right here. Mrs. Counter would go, we would do this, and then when Mr. Reverend Rawls comes up and give a closing, I also charge it to the head and not the heart. I forgot that we did have a couple of our board members in here. Mrs. Tennell is one of the board members for Karen. Miss Terrell. Mrs. Terrell is one of the board members. Mr. Charlie Jackson is the board chair, and we'll let him do a closing remark, and then we'll have Reverend Rawls close us out in the end. Are there any other board members for Karen and Sharon Learning School in here? All right, thank you.
I just want to say that we want to thank Mr. Peterson for continuing the dream. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Let's give him a hand. You can do better than that. We also thank the other administrators because he cannot do it alone. We realize that. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ron Rawls, and I just, on behalf of Greater Bethel AME Church, I want to thank you all for supporting your children. First, making a decision to put your children into the best environment to learn. And then, once they arrived, you supported your children, and you're showing today how much you support your children. I'm not sure if you realized what you were supposed to come for me. Go ahead.
Reverend Rawls, thank you so much for, and your congregation for allowing us to be here this evening. It's a great evening, and it's a great honor. To all the distinguished guests and our friends and everybody in the community who played a part in the lives of these young people, thank you all so much. And to the parents, continue doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. Getting engaged, being a part of the children's life is what they really need. And on behalf of our board at the Caring and Sharing School, it is indeed my honor and a pleasure and a privilege to be standing before you today, looking out across a sea. I never thought we would have, 20 years ago, as we were talking a few minutes ago, I never thought we would have a church full of very exciting people, and people that not only look like us, but think like us, and are doing well like us. And you heard those young children said they're going to change the world. And I truly believe that many of them are going to do exactly that. They're going to change the world. They're going to change the world because they are cared for. Parents, you see what happens when parents get behind administrators, faculty, staff, janitors, cooks in a school that's on the east side of Gainesville. What happens here? Quite often, and I'm going to shut up. I know Reverend Rawls is waiting to come up and say a few words because he's my friend. But to see this happen in a time when this country is faced with threatening democracy and justice, you all got television, you got radios, you got games, you see what's happening in this world. We cannot allow the continued closure of these historic schools that are on the east side of Gainesville. Caring and Sharing is a model school. If the school is almost 80, 90 years old, probably it should be replaced. But don't shut it down. We need more Caring and Sharings in Gainesville as opposed to closing schools on the east side. So as I head to my seat, because I'm just so excited to be here, and thank you, Mr. Peterson, for inviting me, and why October you all worked so hard at the school, and Mr. Hawkins, I'm glad you'd be a part of the team now, and just all our new teachers that have joined this incredible staff. Mr. Peterson and his staff make the board's job easy. We're not coming to board meeting fussing and fighting about things and arguing about things and disagreeing with things because of the leadership and the commitment of the folks at this school. You know, I once was listening to a story about folks in NASA, and he walked across and met with a janitor, and we talk about an organization that got one mission. You can talk to the people in the front office and you're going to get told a good story, but get your boots on the ground. Go where the people are. When it comes down to the time when you ask the janitor at Cape Canaveral, what's his mission? The janitor said to get to the moon. When I come out to the Caring and Sharing School, and I walk around and I look and I talk to teachers and I talk to folks, and Mr. Peterson don't know I'm talking to, and then sometime I'm out in the line talking to parents, wanting to hear what parents are saying. And some of y'all have seen me out there doing that. I want to hear what's going on to bring it back to the board so we can better serve Mr. Peterson and his staff through growth and making good sound decisions, adding additional buildings to the campus, increasing a playground on the campus, doing a lot of renovating, making things better for those young people in those white outfits today, because when they move on, guess what? Those fourth graders going to get in those fifth graders' chairs. The best teachers I've seen in this entire United States, I witnessed right there at the school. And many of you all never knew I was on the board. I didn't want you to know it because I wanted to get in the classroom and see what was going on. So in closing, my name is, thank you, Mr. Peterson, Charlie Jackson. And I have served there with the board for about, I don't know, almost about 20 years. It's been quite a while. But I enjoy it. I enjoy it because we have a chance to really be frank and honest with the teachers and the staff. And if things are not right, we always get a chance to talk to the parents. Parents, we have an open door concept. We have an open door policy. You know, when you're talking to Mr. Peterson and things just can't get on the right track, you see my face? I didn't put on makeup this evening, but I'm the guy. And also, Ms. Terrell is on the board, and we have other board members. Okay, Ms. Dolores Rentz, Mr. Walter Jackson, a few other people on the board who couldn't make this event. But anyway, again, I want to kudos to Mr. Peterson, your staff, and Ms. Johnson. I just want to say thank you for convincing Toba to come to Gainesville. Y'all have a good evening.
All right. Y'all remember what that bald head yellow dude said in the beginning? So I'm not going to say that again. But I want to thank you for putting your kids in the right place and supporting them. Many of them now are about to go somewhere different. And many of them are going to go to a place to where I want to make sure you understood what you saw. So you saw everybody that stood up that are proficient in math and reading. Where they're going, many of them, I want the first row and half of the second row to stand up. That's how many students that look like them are proficient where they're going. That's what they're going into. If you don't continue to work with them and support them, there's a possibility that they can fall into that group that looks like that, but that's a lie. That's a lie. Our kids can. Every child behind these ones standing up looks like them. But in our school district, it says that only this number of our black students can be proficient in math and English. But at caring and sharing, if you continue to do your part, parents, family members, village, if you continue to do your part, the excellence that they've gained at caring and sharing, and that you've gained in making sure you understand how important it is to support your children in their academic career. If you keep doing what you're doing, the rest of you all that are proficient, that stood up with that 3 and above, I want you all to stand up. This is not only what they will continue to look like, but what they do will be contagious to those who did not have this experience. And our community will begin to look like this and not a community of failure. So you keep doing what you're doing, you keep supporting our children, and watch what God does. Dr. Simon and Sister Verna Johnson, they heard from God. They wrote a vision down. They made it plain. They started caring and sharing. A little later on, they did like Moses did, and they handed it to a young man by the name of Curtis, who handed it from Moses to Joshua and put it in his hands. And they walked into the promised land. But they had to have a strong group of people that supported the vision, that stood with them and represented what they represented. If you do it, they'll do it. If you do it, not only will they do it, but children that look like them will do it. And then our people will stop believing the lie that's being told that our children can't succeed. The devil is a liar. May God bless you and God keep you is our prayer.
Okay, once again, this is a part we call a recessional. Translation, kids about to leave. So if we can clear this lane right here, straight to this door, they're gonna walk right on out. I promise you, you don't have to grab them when they're walking past you. They're gonna be out there waiting on you. After they get their 1 cup cake.